Both of us were at Grand Road all night. Inside the booth at platform number 1, both of us were stripped naked and beaten severely with belts, sticks, kicks, punches. One of them also sexually harassed me. The female inside me, I had hidden her somewhere. Because of her, the house we had, which was a shelter, that shelter was also taken away from us. What should I do? Where should I go? What path is there for me? This was the biggest turning point for me. Hello, Self Zoya, India's first transgender photojournalist. Hearing this, you must feel very empowered that a transgender from India is the first photojournalist in the field of journalism or on this platform. But even what my journey was or what struggles I faced in my childhood, today I want to share with you about those people, those stories at the age of 11. At the age of 11, in that jalebi-filled life of yours, I realized that I am something different from people. I am different from other boys. But this was discovered slowly because there was a time in childhood, a time when playing with girls or those alley toys, speaking in that language of tone, always being questioned in many places about why you speak in such a language. So, why speak in this language? Many people tried to correct me. Some called me a lady, some called me a boy. They used to tease me by saying these things. So, I remember what it was like. And then in the society and the area where I lived, my dad was the watchman of that building. Yes, there. We received a room alert, so the place where we were staying had a case. Because the new secretary accused us of being illegal. He claimed that we were staying there illegally, even though we had all the documents and proof. He said that despite this, the case would continue. During that time, my dad's condition, his health was very weak. His health continued to be weak because he was always unwell. Moreover, they were somewhat attracted to colic. So during that time, as they declared us illegal, the municipality came. Our house was demolished many times. And during that period, my dad passed away. So after dad passed away, only 3 family members were left. My mom, my sister, and me. Slowly, we moved from there. We shifted to aunt's room where there was a 1+1 room. That is where we lived. Very soon, a marriage proposal came for my sister. I also grew older. Slow and steady, but the femina inside me, the female within me, I had hidden her somewhere because there was so much stress and struggle in life that if I brought her out, I felt it would create obstacles in my sister's marriage, or people would say things about me. Because of this, I had to keep my female femininity hidden. And then after the sister's marriage, the situation with mom was such that she was also attracted to alcohol. There were frequent fights with the sister, a lot of bickering at home, and then sometimes she would leave for 2 to 3 months after a fight. Meanwhile, I made some friends in that area, and when evening turned into night, all the friends would gather together. We used to sit in the area, and I would discuss things with these friends. So, at that time, I used to feel a bit that my friends were supporting me, and the journey of slow, steady life was going on. Then, one fine day, I went to visit an area called Railroad in the hub line. There is a dargah there, and I met a transgender person who identified and judged me at first look. That I belong to the community, I belong to their community, and after that, we became friends. After becoming friends, I felt that she is the right person where I can open my mind and heart and share my femininity with her. So I told him that I belong to the gay community. And then there was a time when there was a lack of education because the financial condition of the family was very weak. In the Grand Road area of Mumbai, I worked as a ticket collector in retro theaters and also did sweeping in the theater. I did this job until one time when I was traveling, I bumped into my school teacher who was a dance choreographer. He said that you are not meant to be working here. So they had a small dance studio and they gave me a job back as a receptionist. But that studio also didn't run for long. So after the studio closed, there was no job. So I said, what should I do now? Where should I go? What path is there for me? I wasn't understanding much because of mom's situation where she had leaked. Her depressing mind was in such a situation that she felt like anyone was pleading with her, which led to fights. And because of that, the house we had, which was a shelter, that shelter was also taken away from us. And that railroad shrine became our shelter. Sometimes the roads of Ray Road, sometimes the footpaths of Ray Road, and sometimes the under construction bridge there, these became our shelter. And then, after that, I joined the trans community. And from then on, my journey in the Hijra community started, as they say, my life began. While doing this and that, there came a time when I saw myself begging in the train and waiting for the train. I was sitting here, and a little distance from me, there was a boy sitting whom I didn't even know. And in civil, a police inspector and a constable come, the police constable comes, argues with me, approaches me asking if I will go and how much I charge. And the way he looked at me, he thought I should do sex work just because I was wearing a fitting salwar. So, we had an argument about it. I didn't know that this person is a police officer in civil, meaning they are a constable. When I had an argument, I just said to scare them that you should leave. Otherwise, I will call my community members. After saying that much, I ran from there. But how far could I run? Because I couldn't run much in a salwar kameez. So, he called a wireless car, and both the boy and I were taken in that car. Both of us were stripped naked and beaten all night inside the shelter at platform number 1 of Grand Road with belts, sticks, and kicks. One of them even sexually harassed me. This also happened to me. How to get money out of it? I tried to commit a sin. My mind was very disturbed, and that time was such that my living situation was like that. I was living on a footpath at Churchgate because due to my mom's situation, I had to leave the rented room I had taken after joining the transgender community and saving money. This happened because of my mom's behavior. And one fine day, we were cleaning on YouTube. I was watching videos when a short film called Hijra, Curse or Boon came up. So are we, the trans community, a curse or a boon for this society? I was selected for the part 2 of this movie. And my first short film was where I got my role as a military soldier. And it received 6.2 million views. So when I was given the award for Best Actress by the Human Wing, which was the first award of my life. When I joined the transgender community and had that trophy in my hand, I was standing on the stage. I was being felicitated. That was the most exciting moment for me. So after that, one guy bumps into me. During the party, during the award function, who is this guy constantly following me? What's the matter? Then I found out that this guy is an editor of a newspaper. So I had a conversation with him. They told me that they wanted to take an interview with me. So I thought maybe I received an award and they wanted to know about me. What is the trans community? What is the pain of the trans community? Maybe they wanted to know. So they called me and gave me the surprise that my appointment letter and my ID card were ready. And I was appointed as the first transgender journalist. So I was the first journalist, but I didn't know what my real job profile was. Even after getting the ID card, collecting mangoes in Mumbai's local train was still ongoing because I also had to look after my livelihood. I had to see house rent, and a time came when I saw a DSLR camera in the office. For the first time, because I had seen DSLR cameras in many places with many photographers, but never got to touch one because they are very expensive. But since it was the office camera, I requested to use it for a day and they gave it to me. When the Ganpati Visarjan was happening, I shot it. The happiness I felt inside, the desire to shoot photos with a DSLR camera was fulfilled. It was like a dream come true. So I returned the camera, and from 2010 to 2019, I never thought about saving anything for my career. But that time came in 2019, in the month of November, which is the month of Diwali. At that time, the money I collected during Diwali by asking in shops and on trains. From there, I purchased a camera. As I was moving forward, I had the ID card of that newspaper with me. There was a rally of the transgender community, and I covered that rally, took some photos, and got acquainted with some photographers there. My mentor, who is a photojournalist for an international agency, I got to know them. They made me realize that my life was running on auto mode until a certain time, just like our camera has an auto mode, it was running on auto. But after meeting them, I learned what to expect from the camera, how to focus on the subject, and how to blur. During the pandemic, I saw that 2 to 3,000 migrant laborers had gathered at Bandra station. This was the biggest turning point for me, where people realized that a transgender photojournalist named Zoya exists among us. It was then that other senior photographers came to know about it. That Zoya is also part of the community. She, a sense of belonging, is also part of our photographers' community. When the month of June came, in the month of June, when my first exposure was featured on a news channel, because the month of June is known as Pride Month for our LGBTQI community, I received a lot of exposure, both national and international. That fame lasted until the month of July, but even after that, whether on the train or in shops, I still have to collect alms. Why do I have to go back to this? This is my question to society.
The new Spotify exclusive podcast, the audio version of Autox, will be available only on Spotify. If you like this video and you like to listen to more inspiring stories like this, please follow the Josh podcast only on
Spotify. If you have also reached the end of this video, then like me, you must have been inspired too. Friends, you know we all dream big, but only a few of us can achieve our dreams. Have you ever noticed that those who achieve their goals have one common skill? What is it? Good communication skills and the ability to speak English. And now we can also master this skill. With this skill, we get the opportunity to practice daily vocabulary, grammar, reading, writing, and also talk in English with millions of students like us, which helps us improve our English fluency. So let's take the first step towards your dream today with India's #1 spoken English learning app, which comes with skills.